Hey, everybody, welcome back to PMS, the Perpetual Motion Squad, a Big Bang Theory fan podcast. And we are your hosts, married couple and Big Bang Theory super fans. Kat
And Paul
with Barney and
with
Pikachu.
Barney and Pikachu.
For those
And
on the
how,
video, for those on the video podcast, you can
yes,
actually see Barney and
I was going to
Pikachu.
say hello to everybody on YouTube. If you're
Yeah.
watching us through YouTube, we've got five subscribers on YouTube. So
Hmm.
people are watching us. So if you want to know what
As
t-shirt
Raj
I've
would
got on,
say.
ooh. If you want to see what I'm wearing today, I'm wearing my Gengar baseball top. If anyone knows who Gengar is, if you don't, well, it's a Pokemon, so
I do, sort of.
you sort of do. I've
I
got.
don't know what he is or does or any of that, but I
He's a poison
recognize him when I see
Pokemon.
him now.
He's a poison Pokemon, so
Okay.
yes. But this week we are not doing a regular episode. We are doing the mailbag episode. I know. And you can see Kat's terrifying face with Pikachu just underneath her chin. This might be a very, very, very short episode, and
Yeah, because,
we're sorry about that because we don't have a lot of stuff to get through today. So
yeah,
this may be one of those episodes that you sit there and go, "Man, I hope they go for an hour," and they go for 20 minutes.
if we'll be lucky to hit that at this
If we
point.
hit 20 minutes, I mean, look, we might be able to pad it out to maybe 30 minutes, but I
The
don't
way
know.
we digress, oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we might be able to digress to half an hour or 45 minutes, but it just depends. Now, before we get started, I know there are absolutely none of you, or m maybe one of you, that might want to know how our podcast is going. So
Okay. Well, yes, you must tell us.
we've only had like 20 episodes that we've dropped right now, okay?
Since the
Since
reboot.
the reboot. So currently, so let's go to the analytics because I like to look at some analytics and
Analytics are fun.
analytics are good.
Numbers can be sexy.
They are it's a sexy time to be alive. So we have actually had 3,687 impressions.
Wow.
Now that's the impressions from
That's
August.
Spotify.
Yeah. So we've been in the Spotify home 1436.
Wow.
We've been searched 1959. And we have been put into the Spotify library 292 times, which is
That's impressive.
which is pretty
And
awesome.
we've only had like what, 22 episodes?
Yeah, yeah, around about that. So, on average, we get about 46 listens per episode.
Uh-huh.
The last 7 days, we had 43 people
Wow, I wish my
download it.
blog was doing that good.
hmm We have had for the total all time 1,496
That's
downloads.
awesome.
So that is really good when you look at exactly what we're doing and what we're trying to
Yep.
re-accomplish
So
back
thank
in
you,
the
fam.
podcast. So thank you everybody for jumping on that. And I mean, look, we are really happy and excited and extremely proud that we are number one when it comes to a Big Bang Theory
Yes,
podcast.
definitely.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, and we've actually mentioned, one of them in particular, not by name because we will never name it by name, of two guys that basically do nothing but sandbag the show.
Yeah, they hate the show. So it's
Hate the
like, why would
show.
you spend your time and energy
Yeah,
making a podcast to be hating on something?
no idea. They just rip the place apart.
Are they still
And
generating new episodes?
God, do I do the old talk amongst yourselves? I knew you were going to ask something weird today, so let's see.
Of course, that is my job.
So let's see. We're just going to go and search. Okay, gonna go that one. I'm gonna go podcasts. Okay, the last time they did it,
Uh-huh.
and they have stopped.
Okay.
September the 4th, 2024.
Okay. So a
That's
year ago,
they have done
almost exactly a year ago.
almost a year ago, they have stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Well,
if
I
you
actually heard, and this is probably more true for business related podcasts than fun topic related podcasts
hmm
than passion projects, but most podcasts only get between 5 and 10 episodes in, and then they quit because they didn't realize how much work it was going to be.
Well, there's another Big Bang Theory podcast
Hmm.
that did they did only, well, what have they done? They've actually just picked, no, no, 10, no, okay, so theirs is going backwards. That's actually a really strange one. But anyway, they only did a handful of episodes. I mean, they did a fair amount, but they did August the 16th, 2023 was the last time they dropped theirs. And the official Big Bang Theory, yeah, was Monday, and they did and that was 46 minutes long. So but they're number two
Yeah,
on
because
the.
I started listening to one of my favorite shows, a podcast about one of my favorite shows, and they were supposed to be going through the entire 7 seasons.
Yeah.
And they got, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. They only got about 23 episodes in. They didn't even make it through the entire first season.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that sit there and go, doing a podcast is easy. Talking on a
Can be
podcast is
easy.
easy. It's the research that you've got to do. Now, everybody, if you want to start a podcast, we are happy to help out. But what you
Yep.
need to do is, if you've got a computer, let's do a little bit of let's help everyone out a little bit. First of all, decide what you really want to do. Okay. So whether it's you're going to do a movie podcast, select a movie genre that you like. Now there is hundreds upon thousands of movie podcasts out there.
Yeah,
So
there
you
are.
can do something like I've done, which is B grade movies. And it's
What is
nothing
it?
but B grade.
Scream on a shoestring because someone needs to love the rubber monsters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You should put
you,
a link to that in the show notes on this one.
well, the problem is you can't do that
Oh,
because I've changed the name of the podcast.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wait. So what's it now?
Cinema Trash Can. So if you're looking for my podcast, my B grade podcast, just type in Cinema Trash Can.
You put a link to that in the show notes?
Yeah, if I probably could. But the thing is that, you select what you want to do. Now, the next thing you would need to do is download Audacity onto your computer.
Or some kind of audio editing software.
Yeah. Get yourself a microphone, a
But
decent
Audacity is
one.
free.
Audacity is free, and it is great to do. I love Audacity.
Yeah.
Um, get yourself a decent microphone. Now,
Yes.
I'm saying how much do you think we paid for ours? Our
About 80
mics?
bucks.
About 80. Okay, let's say $100 because we've got microphones, but we've also got the headphones with the microphones.
Yeah.
So let's say about $100.
Or be a little generous, budget around like 150 to $200 just so that you can get something you really like.
Yeah. Then the next thing you need to do is go onto this site called, and Kat turned me onto this one, Pixabay.
Mm,
It has got copyright music or copyright free music,
free
whatever it's
music.
free music. It's got background music. It's got a lot of genres of music that you would like.
Now it was interesting because I used some of the Pixabay royalty-free music
Hmm.
on an event that I did that I posted the replay up on YouTube
Hmm.
so that the people who were VIP could see the replay.
Yeah.
And I went to and I was looking at some other metrics the other day, and I saw that under conditions or something, it said copyrighted. And I was like, what? And I clicked on it and it said no issues. So basically it is copyrighted, but the stuff on so the music on Pixabay is copyrighted to the artist who created it,
Yeah.
but it is set with a licensing for open use.
Yeah. So basically, you go onto Pixabay and you select some music that you would like to do. So whether you are doing a horror movie podcast or an action movie, or if you're talking about knitting or whatever, but find some music that really sings to you, that you really enjoy listening to. That's going to be your opening little bit of music. Now you
Mm.
can put a voiceover underneath the music or over the music, whichever you want to do. Then it's a matter of researching exactly what you want to talk about. Now, you also need a header for that. So the best one that Kat turned me on to was ChatGPT. And you type in, say for instance, I wanted to rechange my name on the thing to Cinema Trash Can. So I just typed in there, I'm doing a B grade movie. I want it to be fun, entertaining, engaging, and something that stands out. And it came back with, oh, this is what I suggest. Would you like me to do an image? You say, yes, I'd like you to do an image. And it brings up the image for you. Now, if you like it, you can go with that and download it, or you can sit there and go, we're not quite there yet, but let's do it in a different fashion, and it will just keep generating
Yeah.
images.
And with ChatGPT, the more um, clear you can be in your direction, the better it likes it.
Yeah. So just say, for instance, now you've gone and got you've on your computer, you've downloaded Audacity, you've got your microphones, you know what you're going to say.
Got your headset?
You got your headset, so you're going to start recording. Now, use
Actually, why do you need a microphone if you have a headset?
well, it doesn't matter whether you've got a microphone or a headset, whichever way they're going to go with it. Just say you've got a headset like we've got.
Now, just so you know, these were only like $40 headsets at a store called Officeworks.
Yeah.
They're fun because they light up on the side.
They do. They light up. They're really cool. So now you've now got your position where you are going to start talking about what you want to talk about. So let's say you're going to talk about you're really interested in toy cars, for instance, and you want to talk about the things that you know about toy cars. So you start talking about it. That's all well and good. You can go for as long as you want. Let's say you go for an hour about talking about toy cars and you really get into the real nitty-gritty of toy cars. So you say, welcome to such and such. I'm such and such. And today's episode, we're going to talk about the tires that the toy cars come with. And so then you talk all about that. And then at the end of it, you say, okay, thanks for joining us and come back next week for the next episode. You don't need to preview it. And then you're done. That's only just part of what you got to start off with. Then you've got to also download. And I know a lot of people are sitting there going, "Oh my God, I would not even go down this path." You've got to download because Spotify for podcasts is the best one to start off with. You've got to with Audacity, you've got to put your music in the beginning, the whole thing you talked about, then the music at the end. You upload that. You upload, your image that you want to have on your podcast. It's a lot of work that you need to do.
Mhm.
So,
Okay,
there's,
so after I've uploaded the recording, then how long does it take you to process and upload the podcast?
because I'm pretty fast at it now because I've actually done it, I can probably do it in around about 15 minutes
Oh, that's not
because I've
bad.
already got the image already uploaded. I put together the intro, the outro, put that all together, put it up on Spotify for podcasters. I, you know, do it all, schedule it, and away you go.
Yep.
So, there is a lot of things that you need to do with regards to really getting this organized. Now, as I said, there are a lot of people that sit there and go, I'm not even going to attempt that because that sounds way too complicated. It really isn't. It's repetition, it's time that
The
you take.
first 2 or 3 times you do it, it takes a bit of doing because
Yeah,
you're on the learning curve. But
yeah.
once you've done it like 3 or 4 times, it just becomes
Oh,
second nature.
absolutely. When Kat showed me Audacity, I'm like, oh my God. And then I really got into the groove of it until Audacity said, hey, we're going to do an update. And I'm like, oh my God, they've taken away all the
And
ideas
it
that I actually
changed
had.
some of the interface.
So I had to go back and relearn it. But luckily, Kat showed me, but it wasn't that hard to do.
Yeah.
But once you do it, but the thing is that it's all to do with repetition. And another thing, if you're interested in doing a podcast, work out whether you're going to do it weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. Now,
Mhm.
obviously, monthly, you're not going to get a lot of listeners
You're
because
not going to
people,
get a lot of traction very quickly.
no. So, weekly is a very big commitment. But if
Yes.
you say you're going to drop it on say every Wednesday, it has to be every Wednesday
Yeah, that's the thing
because
is
your listeners are waiting for
consistency
them.
is key.
Yeah, so for us here at PMS, I do the editing on Sunday. It's all done, scheduled for Monday morning at 1 a.m. our time. So every time that you see that it comes, oh, they've dropped a new episode. I've scheduled it for 1 a.m. my time, so the entire world gets it a little bit earlier ahead of time. But
Yeah.
it's consistent. Now you can do it fortnightly, but once again, every 2 weeks, drop it on a certain day every single time you're going to do it
Yep.
repetitively.
Yep.
So as I said,
Consistently.
yeah. So there really are a lot of, and as I said, do your research first. If you want to go and do a horror podcast, go ahead. But there is a lot of horror podcasts out. There's a lot of movie
Yep.
podcasts out there because that's the easiest one to do. Oh, I'm interested in drama. Do that. That's fine. But just research of where you think you want it to go. It's a large commitment, but once you really get into the swing of things, it is quite fun to do.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
And so we've branched into YouTube. So, I mean, ours is only just starting in its infancy to go onto YouTube. But it's so far it's a lot of fun. It's just, yeah, we enjoy it. So, but this week we are, as I said, we are not doing a regular episode. We are doing the mailbag. And so, what are we going to start off with today?
Um, okay, so first of all, I just want to say thank you guys for being part of the community. It's just so much fun to have you here.
Absolutely.
And we love doing this. We're hoping that as time goes on, we'll have more people want to engage and interact more often so that we can do a longer mailbag episode without having to vamp so much.
Well, I think what we'll do from now on, and I think you suggested it, which was a good idea. From now on, we're going to do it once a month. So instead of reading out all the answers that we get through every week, we're just
Mhm.
going to keep them aside, and at the end of every month, we'll do a mailbag where we can actually, and that's including any emails that we get as well. We're going to save all those up, and then away we go. So,
Now, before we jump into it, though, I would
hmm.
like to share some personal good news. Next week, Paul is coming with me to attend an awards banquet for the local business awards for which my business is a finalist.
Yes, it is.
So that's rather exciting. And then I found out that this week there is an organization called Business and Healed, and they do the Gender Equity Awards every year. And I just found out that for the second year in a row, my business is a finalist in the under 100 employees category. And I personally am also a finalist for one of the awards. So for the second year running, I'm a finalist in two different categories, which is very exciting.
That is awesome.
In fact,
I'm
we're
wait.
going out to dinner tonight to celebrate that.
I'm waiting to see Kat being involved in the over 30s for 30 to watch.
Yeah.
But that is awesome. Yeah, she's doing really, really well, everybody. So
Yeah. So I'm very
keep our
excited
fingers
about that.
crossed, and you can send Kat all the good wishes and we've got our
So by
fingers
the
crossed for
next
you.
one, not the next mailbag, but the one after that, I'll have results.
Well, what we'll do is obviously we'll mention it basically next week before we do the episode,
Yeah.
regular episode of what actually happened that night. So.
Yeah.
But yes, she is getting it's going to be, and I'm chaperoning my wife. I went and got a nice white shirt today, and I've got my suit coat, and I'm just going to get my pants back from the dry cleaners,
Yep.
and I should be looking like hot watermelons when
Yep.
I chaperone
Absolutely.
my wife over to her event
Yeah,
on
I'm looking
Thursday.
forward to it. I'm excited that for once the award banquet is in our town, so I don't have to spend $1,000 on hotels and flights and things to go to an awards event.
Yeah, that is a very
Plus two,
good
three,
thing.
plus two, somewhere between $200 and $500 for the ticket to
Yeah.
just to go to the event.
Yeah, that is one of the advantages of doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm actually looking. I'm
I'm
very sure.
looking forward to it. If
Yeah,
nothing else, we'll get a nice dinner out of it.
yeah. No, that's I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I've
actually
I've been
got
to
more of
events at this
a
hotel. They do nice food.
I'm actually got my fingers crossed, that it'll be a little bit better.
So hopefully I'll win. That would be
Yeah,
just the most exciting thing ever.
I think you'll be fine, darling.
Okay.
Now, so where are we going to start off with? We're going to start off with well, what are we going to start off with?
Do you want to start off with the comments from the Facebook group or page?
Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to, let's see, gonna go back to season 1, episode 16, the peanut reaction. The question was, what's the most memorable birthday you've ever had, the one you'll never forget for better or worse? And Dane actually responded and said, my favorite birthday was this last one, 53. Ooh, I think I'm older than Dane. Back in
Ooh.
December, we left on a cruise Sunday the 29th, my actual birthday. Oh, I am actually older than Dane.
Yeah.
With my husband and a couple of friends. Had a blast. Least favorite was when I turned 40. My boyfriend at the time didn't even try to come up for my birthday. I live in Tulsa. He lives in Tyler, Texas, Northwest Texas, basically. Not even a birthday card. We didn't last much longer after that. I can understand that, Dane. That sucks ass when nobody remembers your birthday. I'm,
Well, my ex-husband forgot my 30th
I don't know how it's possible.
because
I,
he was a self-centered ass.
well, yeah, but I just don't understand that. I'm just really, it just doesn't make any sense
I
how
don't
you
know.
can be with somebody and completely forget their birthday. How can you, well, as you said, it's because of the fact that he was more about himself
Hmm.
than what he was about you. So,
Yep, he was.
all right, we going to go with an email or
Actually, I would like to point out a very interesting thing that happened the other day. I know I got a notification that it was the anniversary of the premiere of The Big Bang Theory the other day.
yep,
And it also, by sheer coincidence, is the day that we started our Facebook page and group
really?
on the same date. Yep.
Holy crap.
Isn't that awesome?
That is
And
really
I'm not
cool.
sure, but I think our podcast shares the same anniversary too, but I'm not
I'm not sure about
positive
that one.
about that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay. Do
but I
we
thought that
have
was pretty cool.
now, do we have any? I think we got a comment about something.
A comment where,
Was it a review?
stop trying to set me up.
I'm sorry.
It's annoying.
Okay.
If you want me to read the review, then just say read the review.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know which one you were going to go with next. That was all.
I was going to go with the email, but now that we're
Oh, okay.
talking about the review, I'll go with the review.
Okay.
So Craig, who is one of our original fans, and quite honestly, I think is a super fan.
I think he is.
We love Craig. Craig is
We
awesome.
do.
So Craig, completely unbeknownst to us and unsolicited by us, left us a review on our Facebook page
Yes, he did. Let's hear it.
saying, I am a huge fan of both the show and this podcast. Going through the show episode by episode with the hosts is a great experience. I wait for each episode and listen to it as soon as possible once it's released. I do make sure to watch the episode and that it's referencing first to refresh my memory, but it's not truly needed. I give this podcast an 11.
That is awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Craig.
much, Greg. That is brilliant. And we don't actually ask people to do this. They voluntarily just
No,
say,
but we
no.
love it when you do because it helps more people find us, and we're
Yeah.
grateful for that.
It really does because yeah, it is. It's very hard to. I mean, look, as I said, we were very lucky when that there was able to be a situation where people did find us again after everything went kaputskis.
Yeah.
So we're lucky that we have kept our community because there is a lot of podcasts, as Kat said, that either don't make it past a certain amount of episodes, or they sit there and go, you know what, I'm done, and all of a sudden, like Kat was saying about a podcast that she likes to that she was listening to, all of a sudden gone. They just decided to end it without any
Yeah, I'm so
notification.
bummed because it was a lot of the podcasts that do behind the scenes of your show,
Hmm.
sometimes they can get caught up too much in the technical details like the camera angles and choices for costuming and stuff like that. And I find that stuff interesting, but I like to have it balanced with actually talking about the experience of the show.
Yeah.
And these two actors have such a great chemistry together, and it's really hilarious because they played a married couple,
Hmm.
and and her real life husband actually looks a lot like the actor who played her husband,
Uh-huh.
which I thought was hilarious. But it was really interesting talking about how they got the part, how they auditioned, how she went in there because she was dating her now husband when she auditioned, and he was from Atlanta, and her character is supposed to be from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And so she worked with her boyfriend to get a better Southern accent down, went in, told them that she's from Atlanta. And then afterwards, somebody was just like, wait a minute, she's not from Atlanta, she's from New York.
Hmm.
And the director came up to her at one point during filming and says, you're not from Atlanta. And she's like, no. And he's like, well, you're from New York. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, why did you say that you were from Atlanta? And she says, with what this character is about, would you have hired me if you knew that I was from New York? And
Yeah.
he's like, probably not. And she's like, well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's similar to Dustin Hoffman in Tootsie, where he goes through all these auditions, and it's you either got to be not you got to be a different height, or you got to talk differently, and it's the same way with Penny. When Penny goes to an audition and they say she's too Midwestern, it's like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of actors that actually have to do different dialects to try and get the work.
Well, what was interesting is that for his side of it, he was originally supposed to be from like the greater New York area. And on the day that they start filming, they're like, oh, yeah, by the way, you're now from the South.
Oh, that's convenient.
And he's like, what?
So you got to
And
try
he
and find
had
a
he didn't
southern
have the
accent.
accent prepared. He hadn't done any work with it.
See that sucks.
And okay, so one of the opening scenes of the show, okay, so the first opening scene is him and his wife getting together.
Hmm.
Then it's after like the credits, there's this long sequence of them driving across the post in the car with the two kids in the back, arriving at their new army housing on base.
Hmm.
And and apparently there was supposed to be this big huge conversation, like 17 pages of dialogue between the two of them, that all of it ended up getting cut, and it was a silent music overlay sequence because he didn't have the accent.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, I think that directors need to be held responsible if they decide to change
It
the.
wasn't the director's choice, it was the producer's choice. And because the last episode I listened to, they were actually interviewing the pilot director.
Yeah,
And it ended up being the only episode he ever directed of the show. But yeah, I'm having a great time listening to it, but it makes me sad that there's only a handful of episodes.
yeah. I
And
mean, is
that
this?
happened to me with the very first podcast I ever started listening to that got me into all of this was a Gilmore Girls podcast, and it was fabulous. And they got maybe through just past the first season.
Yeah, and
And it was,
then
and I was so bummed when it ended because it's like it was, but that being said, they did a lot of work. Like it was a husband wife, and he was really into like all the music and the pop culture references and everything. So
hmm,
he would watch it really closely, report on the music, and give you a list you could make a playlist of it.
yeah.
But then he'd research all the pop culture references, and I'm thinking to myself, that's a lot of work.
And see, that's one thing that in saying, doing a podcast is that you can be as in depth or as vague as you want to be.
Yeah,
If you really want to be, I mean, regardless of whether you want to be in depth or vague, you're still going to be blocking off a decent amount of time.
yeah,
I mean, in all honesty, block off at least conservatively 3 hours of your day
yeah.
because it's the research, it's the recording, it's the editing, it's putting it all together, it's putting it up on Spotify. It's the whole thing. So we're not saying don't do a podcast. We're saying is just make sure that when you do a podcast, it's going to take a lot of effort for
Hmm.
you to do. And if you
Just know
are,
that it's not just as simple as recording and
yeah.
posting.
And if you do start to get into the swing of a podcast and you decide, okay, that's it, I'm going to end it, at least do an outro message to your
Hmm.
listeners to say, listen, this is what I'm doing. I've decided that, it's getting too difficult. Family life is getting encroached. I can't find the time. Thank you so much for all your support. And
Yep.
that's what this will be the last episode. It makes everyone, sort of like leave on a nice note
Yeah.
scenario. So that's
Instead
why
of
when
just
I
ghosting it.
yeah, so that's why when I changed the name from Scream on a Shoestring to Cinema Trash Can, I did a message as to why I was changing it.
Yeah.
And the reason that I decided to change it is because limiting myself to just B grade horror is fine, but there's B grade science fiction, there's B grade drama, there's B grade action, there's B grade, you
I can't
know,
believe you didn't tell me.
no, I'm sorry. But there's a whole lot of B grade movies out there that I've gone from a small amount to a huge audience of stuff. The one that I'm going to drop on Monday is called Hellcats High School, and it's a 1956 or 58
Oh, I
movie.
watched that with you,
You
didn't
watch,
I?
yeah, and like the story doesn't go anywhere, but I mean, and it's a
Well,
B
it
grade
kind
movie.
of does,
Well,
but
but it's a B grade movie that it's like I didn't really get it, but
yeah,
it's for the time for the 1950s. I guess it was, but yeah, that's the whole thing is that that's not a horror, it's a drama, and so there's whole lots of B grade movies out there. So if you are going to do it, just find your little niche, and you'll
yeah.
find it if you decide to. But please reach out to us if you are interested in doing a podcast. We can advise you on what to do. We can maybe even help you. Just reach out and let us know. So now
Yep,
the
we're happy
next
to help.
we are happy to help. Now the next one we're going to do is season 2, episode 2, the Codpiece Topology.
That was the one where they went to the Renaissance Fair, right?
Yes, it was. And you put up there, if you went to a Renaissance fair, what character would you dress up as? A knight, a wizard, a queen, or something totally unexpected? Now, I think we only got one answer. No, we got two. Oh no, we got three. Three answers on this one.
Ooh.
We got Dane, Michael, and Craig. So Dane said, I've always gone as myself in today's garb. Don't have any get up to wear either. Okay, well that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't know what. I mean, I
A
know what
lot of
I'd go
people
at.
do.
I mean, I'd go as maybe a knight, but I like how Sheldon went as a Star Trek officer.
I would go as a saucy wench. I'll take
You,
any excuse to wear a
that's right.
corset.
That's right. Because I remember you were talking to Rachel about it, and she
Yeah.
said that she's rather buxom as well.
Yep. Oh, and I tell you, girls like us look fabulous in corsets.
They do.
Hello.
Yeah. They say huzzah. I just
I
want to
just
be a
want to be
part of the
part of the conversation.
conversation. Exactly. Now, Michael said I'd go as Sir Robin, the not quote. Sorry, I'd go as Sir Robin, the not quite so brave as Sir Lancelot, who
Oh my
had
God, that's a Monty Python reference.
who had nearly fought the dragon of Angor, who had nearly stood up to the vicious chicken of Bristol, and who had personally wet himself at the Battle of Batten Hill, well, Baden Hill.
That's a Monty Python and the Holy Grail reference.
I can't remember that one. I haven't seen that movie in ages.
Yeah.
God, I gotta watch that again. Craig said when
Knights who
I
say, "Nee."
yeah,
The knights who say, "Nee." It's a schwabbley.
yes,
Not a
it
tall
is.
schwabbley, not a little schwabbley, just a schwabbley.
I can see that someone has watched that movie, right? It quite a lot.
Actually, it was my introduction to that was I used to compete in dramatic interpretation in high school. And I remember one year I was doing comedic interpretation and no, we were watching the finals. That's right. And this guy was doing comedic interpretation and he did a monologue from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And
Okay.
it was absolutely hilarious, absolutely hysterical. And I finally got around to renting the movie and watching it, and I was astounded that it is funnier in retrospect than it is when you're actually watching it.
Yeah, because it's really interesting how many people can quote that movie, and it's just around the Black Knight where
Meh,
he cuts an arm off.
just a flesh wound.
Just a flesh wound. Come on, I'll bite your kneecaps. What are you talking about? You got no arms and no legs.
It's a
All right,
flesh
well,
wound.
and I like it. He goes, okay, we'll call it a draw. Now, Craig actually
Well,
answered
is
that.
it a northern sparrow or a southern sparrow?
I think we've actually worked out we have actually seen this movie. As I said, I've only ever seen that movie, and I can't remember anything except the Black Knight. So I need to watch it
I have
again.
not seen that movie in years.
Okay.
But it's one of those that just it sticks with you.
Yeah. It's
Your
similar to
father was a hamster and your mother smelled of elderberries.
I think it's the same. It's the same as Big Bang Theory. There are certain things that it just
Oh
sticks
no,
with
not
us.
the pet
Oh,
store.
the pet store. So now Craig actually answered this question and he said, when I did go to Renaissance role-playing events, I would go as a knight. I didn't even know what they are. Renaissance role-playing events. Okay. And I like it how you're eating your soup and you know that we're actually on YouTube, so people are going to be seeing your blue mug.
Mm.
He said,
Huzzah!
she does say huzzah. He said, I had the shield, armor, and sword. The armor was not real, but it looked good, and the swords I used were not great, but the shield weighed just under 12 pounds, which is 5.4 kilograms. I love it how
Yeah,
Craig
that's a
gives us
lot.
the kilograms as well. That's good. But yeah, that is actually, he said since the limit is 12 pounds, so you can only have a 12-pound sword, obviously, as he said. So, but he would go as a knight. See, I would do that too. I'd go as a
I
knight.
haven't been to a Ren Fair in forever. I
I,
really
c-
love those.
I've, I've never ever been
Oh, totally should go.
ever.
They do one up in uh
Yeah,
I think it's Tanunda.
no, no, it's Lindok, I think.
Yeah, yeah, it's just down
Yeah,
from where we like to go to breakfast
yeah.
and our butcher.
Now, the next one was season two, episode number two, The Barbarian Sublimation. Have you ever played online gaming? If yes, what do you play? Now, we know that Kat does
Yep,
Lego games, and I play GTA,
badly.
and I play GTA and Rainbow Six Siege, and I really want to buy the new Halloween game because I think running around as Michael Myers killing people would be freaking awesome. So
Okay.
I'm gonna get that. But I do have the Friday the 13th as Jason Voorhees. So now we've had we've had two answers. Um do we have two answers?
This is why I
No,
say
we've had one answer by Michael, and he's actually put was two answers that he did. So he said now he said mostly MMOs and usually just solo. I don't know what MMOs are.
no idea.
I'm not 100% sure of that. I should probably know because I play online gaming, but MMOs, I'm just not sure. I play more for the story than having the best character aspect. Okay. I played AOC years ago and enjoyed it until you get to the part where you need to do stuff in a group, and I could never find a group. You know what? That is actually really I'm right on you with that one because I play Rainbow Six Siege, and years ago, before they actually gave everybody the ability to put up reinforcements
Defenses.
and stuff like that, you'd get five, right? So I would put up my defenses, and you'd get those players who would sit there and go, "Oh, I need to go and run away and hide." So they would go and they'd take their five with them, and you'd be like, "Can you just leave them here and then go and hide?" So
The
you
worst are
would
the people who take down what you just put up.
well, no, I mean if you reinforce like walls and stuff, you can't pull them down. But there are other aspects of the game like castle barricades where you can barricade the door. And they want to run out, so they pull the door down and run out. So then you put it back up again, they come back, they pull it down again, they run into the room. It's like just leave it up, so you've got to redo it again.
Yeah.
But that's the annoying thing about
Do you get
some
like unlimited defensives now?
no, I would not. Okay, so in that game you get 12 defenses. A lot of the time I end up by putting up the majority of the defenses because people just don't seem to want to, put them up there. And you also get those sort of players that believe that they are like pro players. They start blasting walls and stuff like that, and it's annoying. But yeah, I have been trying to find four regular players on Rainbow Six Siege to make an entire squad. Now I had my son and my stepson, both of which don't play the game anymore.
That's
So
because you
I'm
got too good at it.
so I'm back to myself again.
Hmm.
So a lot of the games that I
And
play,
I'm useless. He tried to get me to learn how to play it, and I kept freaking out because he was yelling at me to push the button, and I couldn't figure out which button I
yeah,
needed to
I'm
push.
I'm not a very good teacher when it comes to Rainbow Six. I'm
And
sorry. So
I actually killed one of the bad guys, and he was like, "Yay!" And I'm like, "How did I do that?" I did. It was complete accident.
yeah, yeah. So Michael said, I played AOC. I don't know what that one is years ago
Age
and
of
enjoyed
Conan.
Age of Conan.
That's the one I think that Penny was playing
Right,
some
I haven't
variation of
I
that.
haven't downloaded that one at all. If Paul starts playing, then I'll sign back up. Okay. Well, I need to get an Age of Conan to find and do it. Although I'm in the US, we'd have to find out the time. Also, when it first came out, I had yeah, sorry. So when it first came out, it had nudity, but mum complained about their teenage sons playing it, even though it had a mature rating for nudity, and then they were the
And they were the
ones
ones that were
buying it
buying
for the
it for
kids.
them. And
Funny
then they're
enough,
bitching that it has nudity. Well, then don't buy it.
one of the games of GTA, I don't know if it was 3 or 4, but it was, and you can still do it now in GTA 5. You can go and hire prostitutes. And I remember we bought my then wife and myself bought the game for our stepson or her son, and he was playing it one night. And what does a kid do at age 12? You drive your car down to the red light district. And he was picking up prostitutes. Now, his father didn't know you could do that. So he came into his bedroom when he was doing the cyber nasty with a prostitute. So, literally, needless to say, my ex-wife got a strongly worded phone call, and then he asked to speak to me, and he said to me, "Do you really think that's appropriate, Paul, for him to be playing it?" And I'm like, "I don't even know, didn't even know you could. So if you want to give me the game, I'll play it." But yeah, you can do. So yeah, it's interesting how there are mature
Yeah.
ratings for nudity, but the adults are the ones buying it for the kids. Michael
Hmm.
also goes on to say, as an as an aside, I just started playing Lord of the Rings online game on PC and Star Trek Online on PS4.
Cool.
Not sure why neither game was featured on the show because both series are featured and mentioned numerous times. I think both the PC and the online Star Trek game, I don't know whether that was around when Big Bang was on. Not
Um, I-
100% sure, but I think
okay.
I think they had some I think there's maybe some contractual obligations for it. I'm not
Oh,
100%
okay.
sure.
So which game am I looking for?
Lord of the Rings online game and Star Trek online. I think the Star Trek one online on PS4, I don't think that was around. And the way it was is that they had Xbox anyway. So they probably wouldn't have been able to mention the Star Trek game because it's a PS4 game. And Lord of the Rings, I don't
Um, okay, The Lord of the Rings Online came out in 2007.
so it probably was a little bit late,
No,
wasn't it?
because the show was okay. Um, when did the Big Bang Theory show start? And that started in September 2007. Yeah, September 24th,
Okay,
2007.
so maybe
See,
they
they
just
are a group debuted.
there we go. So maybe they just didn't have
Um, okay,
the
so
whole
and
thing
then
in
what was
place.
the other one?
The Star Trek online game, and that's on PS4. So I'm
Star
thinking,
Trek
yeah, and I'm thinking the reason that they couldn't
PS4
mention it is
game.
because they had a contract with Xbox,
That one was in 2016.
right? So that would have been
That
um
was toward the end.
towards the end. But the fact is that because they were all about Xbox, and even Sheldon was trying to work out whether it was going to be Xbox or PS4, I think they had a contract
Now,
with them.
that I agree with,
Yeah.
but if you remember when um Sheldon, there's a couple of times. One when Sheldon was supposed to go to to Penny's review early on in the series,
Hmm.
he had like a Game Boy stuck in his pants.
Yeah, I think that's
And
another.
then
Yeah,
another one when he was supposed to go to like a wedding or something with Amy.
and he was playing the online game, which was Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, but we also find that Amy went with him to, I think it was like Best Buys, and he said he didn't know which game machine to
Yeah.
buy, and so Amy said, "Well, I'll buy both. I'll buy PS4 and Xbox,"
Yeah.
and he didn't know what to buy, and he was sitting there trying to work it out,
Yeah.
and at one stage, she said, "Well, here, I'll give you a coin flip." So
Yeah.
he flips the coin, and she said, "What was it?" And he grabs it and he throws it away, and he goes, "It doesn't matter." And she goes, "Well, you could have given me the quarterback,
Coin
but
back.
that's fine."
Yeah.
And then they go to
But
go for dinner, and she goes, "Okay, what do you want for dinner?" And he goes, "I don't know." So, there
so
was
the
that
the
conundrum.
point, my point is
Hmm.
that Xbox does not have a portable gaming device that goes with it.
No, it doesn't.
So as far as I know, Nintendo and Game Boy are the only ones who do.
Nintendo is Game Boy.
Okay, well,
Yeah. the Nintendo Switch, they've got it, but yeah, PS4. I know yeah, so they just
Yeah.
didn't have it. So
So
I think
it
that's the
could have
reason.
happened with what
Yeah,
they had established in the universe,
yeah, they could have. Now the next one,
which is I thought a good catch on his part.
yeah, the season 2 episode for the Griffin equivalency. We have had no answers on that one, but let's see if we can answer this one ourselves. If you suddenly became famous overnight, what's the first celebrity demand you'd make? Now, I was thinking about this one.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about this in the
We
car the
did.
next morning. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Now I always remember when Kiss first came to Australia, and it's ridiculous how they came up with this. They're on the plane, and their manager said, "Listen, you know, they will give you basically whatever you want, within reason, of course." And so Gene and Paul were trying to work it out, and they go, "Okay, um, yeah, okay, we've got something. We want a spa bath filled with champagne." And they're like, he's like, okay. So they get into Australia, and one of the stipulations was they wanted a spa bath full of champagne to sit in. And they thought to themselves, no way, no how, not a chance will any record label in Australia give that to them. And every single place, including Adelaide, had a spa bath filled with champagne. They
Okay.
never sat in it at all, ever.
That's a
Didn't
waste
go
of champagne.
but they wanted to see whether they could actually do it. There was another instance with Motley Crue that wanted jelly beans, but all the black ones taken out of it. But they had to have exactly 10,000 jelly beans with all the black ones taken out of it, and they got it. So if I suddenly became famous overnight, what's the first celebrity demand I would make? Oh, man. You had one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
What was yours? I've got to keep thinking about mine.
That I get to eat.
That you get to eat. Well, that would be a stipulation that they wouldn't overlook.
Well, it was and ideally sushi. But no, but the reason I say that is for about 4 years, I was the primary sign language interpreter for
Mm,
the Society of American Magicians National Convention. And it became a fairly visible thing that I was doing. And at the end of the convention, they have a big reception before the banquet where they thank the outgoing officers and welcome the incoming officers for the coming year. And I finished the lecture that I had been working on, and I made my way down to the reception beforehand, where they had like some tables with food, and they had people wandering around serving food. And because people had really gotten to know me over the week and seen me interpreting all of the lectures and things, a lot of people knew who I was.
mm.
And I went down to this event, and I kid you not, every 5 feet, people were stopping me and wanting to talk to me. It was very flattering. I was happy to do it, but I was starving. I'd been working all day. I was dying to have something to eat. And I think I got one little piece of bruschetta and before all the trays disappeared and everybody went into the banquet. I was not a happy person.
See, okay, so the thing is, I was listening to you, but I was trying to work out my celebrity demand. I'm not a demanding person,
No, and neither
and
am
it's
I for the
really
most
hard.
part. I
Yeah,
just want to make sure that if I'm an event, that they make sure to get me a plate.
yeah. And now I'm really pushing it hard to try and come up with it. I know there's a lot of our listeners that are sitting there going, "Oh my God, I would do this and that." Paul, say this, say that. The only thing that I can think of is if I had a celebrity demand, it would be wherever I am. And I'd have to be a music star or maybe I don't know. I can't remember what celebrity
Mhm,
demand it
but
would be. It would be a cinema room with an Xbox, um, every copy of Halloween, every copy of A Nightmare on Elm Street, and every copy of only the first three copies of Hellraiser. That's all I can think of.
I would like to get on a DVD or even a digital copy of the Carrie Diaries,
Okay.
which is the
Vin
pre-story of Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City. it doesn't keep to the canon timeline of the original series because in that it's a different time and place that she met Samantha.
Hmm.
Um, the guy who played her high school boyfriend is the one who played Elvis in the biopic
Oh yeah.
that everybody went crazy for, and we looked at and went, that wasn't about Elvis, it was about
It
Uncle
was
Tom
yeah, Tom Parker.
or Tom Parker,
Yeah.
Colonel Tom Parker, sorry, not Uncle
Yeah.
Tom. Um, and I only got about halfway through it before I had to leave America and come here.
Hmm.
Sorry, this sounds like I was running from something. Before I got to leave America and come here. Best thing I ever did. I'm so grateful every day. But I really wanted to watch the rest of the series. I never got to finish watching it,
If
and
anybody's got the Carrie Diaries, please let us
I
know.
haven't been able to find it since.
Kat would really love to watch it. So if
I
anyone's
really
got
would.
that, please
Pretty
let us
much
know.
and someday I would love to have the entire box set of Law and Order SVU.
Yeah. But
I've got a handful of some of the later seasons, but when they finally stop making that show, I want the
yeah,
collector's box
we'll try and
edition.
get you the mega box set.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really not a demanding person. And in all honesty, if I was a celebrity, I think I'd try to be as humble as I am right now.
Mm,
I don't think there's any reason to be a celebrity and be a dick
no,
about
there's
being a
not.
celebrity because your fame is fleeting. It doesn't last forever. You have to be really a memorable person to stay around, in the
Well,
limelight.
not just that, but the people that are wanting to talk to you and all of these things, you have the success that you do because of them.
Yeah.
That's
And
why,
and
quite
they
honestly, I'll probably never forgive David Copperfield for being a jerk to me.
Yeah, and the thing is that they're not trying to they're not trying to monopolize your time. They just want to really talk to you because you're somebody they're interested in.
They just want to have that moment with someone that they've admired for potentially a lot of their life.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
and that's all I wanted with David Copperfield was that 30 seconds of just to say thank you for so many years of amazing enjoyment and can I get a picture? That's
yeah,
all I wanted.
yeah.
And
I mean,
he was unconscionably rude to me.
it's the thing is if I was, able to meet like someone like and people say they go, "Who?" But Heather Langenkamp, she
Mm,
was Nancy in A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, she was what I consider to be my very first final girl. Because you always remember the very first horror movie you ever see and your very first final girl you meet. There are people that have seen
Final girl?
Final Girl.
What's a
So
final
a
girl?
final girl is the one that stands up to the monster.
Ah,
So, for instance, Jamie Lee Curtis
yep.
is the continuous final girl of Halloween. Um, there hasn't been a definitive final girl in like Friday the 13th, I don't think. I mean, there is Friday the 13th part one, but actually, no, there was one, the final girl. But there's always a girl that actually stands up to the monster in the horror movie. So I'd love to meet Heather Langenkamp and just say to her, that you were my first final girl that I ever met. But I'd also love to meet Robert Englund and just say that you were the one that scared the living shit out of me when I saw you, and I was looking
Hmm.
under my bed for about 3 weeks to see if Freddy Krueger was laying under there ready to attack
Yeah,
me.
I'm not a big fan of horror films, and I really haven't watched them until I married Paul. I pretty much stayed away from them. But on Halloween, it's like, okay, it's kind of appropriate. And there was a TV series called Friday the 13th,
Yeah, it
and
wasn't
there were
that
like
good.
half an hour episodes.
Yeah.
So I turned on, and I had a black and white TV, a little 13-inch black and white TV at the time. And I turned it on, and Friday the 13th was on, and I'm like, okay, I can handle a half an hour.
Hmm.
45 minutes later, I realized I was well into the movie. I was not happy about this.
Hang on, are you talking about Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th?
The Freddy Krueger one.
That's Nightmare on Elm Street. That's not
Yeah,
Friday the
yeah,
13th is with Jason.
yeah. No, the
Nightmare on Elm
Freddy
Street,
Krueger one.
that's Nightmare on Elm Street.
So 45 minutes later, I realize I'm in the movie.
Yeah, you really are in
And I'm like, okay, I can't stop watching now or I'll never sleep again.
it. Name of a documentary called I'll Never Sleep Again.
Yeah. And so I managed to get through it. I didn't know about the tag, so I ended up watching that.
Hmm.
which gave me night. I literally slept with the light on in my bedroom for about 2 weeks.
Now, what tag are you talking about in Nightmare?
Doesn't is Johnny Depp in that one?
Yep.
And doesn't he get like no, is the mother was saying goodbye and then she gets like sucked back into the house or
She gets
something?
pulled in through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's the
shit.
tag.
I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the amazing jump scare at the end. Although the dummy that they used, you can see it's a dummy. It looks so bad, but it's that last. You just think everything's fine, and then suddenly, bang! His hand comes
yeah,
out of the door, out of the little
yeah,
manhole, and then pulls her through the
yeah.
door. So,
So I slept with the light on for about 2 weeks.
I understand that.
I had a friend who did a spot on impression of Freddy Krueger.
Ooh,
And I was
okay.
over at their house one night for a party, and just as I was getting ready to leave, he starts doing the voice.
That's
And
not
I
good.
and I looked at him and because I lived alone,
Hmm.
and I looked at him and I said, "You now realize that I have to sit here for a half an hour and we have to talk about something pleasant before I can go home."
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
And he did apologize. He thought it was hilarious, but he apologized.
People that are not horror fans don't understand how terrifying movies like that
Well,
can
that
be.
and I'm an empath, so it
Mm,
makes it like that much more affecting to me.
yeah.
Yeah, I hate horror
But yeah,
movies.
I'd love to meet Heather and
Yeah,
Robert
but
for
that
sure.
being said, you've gotten me hooked on like the Insidious movies and the Conjuring movies.
I have.
I really like the Conjuring movies, especially.
Yeah.
I
Um
think I'm the only one who's a real fan of The Devil Made Me Do It.
I just don't like that
I
movie.
liked that movie.
Something I just don't like.
Yeah.
But that's all we've got for the episodes. Now we didn't there was nothing on the page or on the group, was there?
I don't think so. No, I went
No.
back and checked the
You went
group and I
through the
didn't
group.
see anything there.
So no, so that was all we've got on that one
Okay.
on the Facebook
So
page.
I guess it's just Courtney's email left.
Oh, we got Courtney, do we? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Courtney sent us an email.
Go, Courtney.
And hello, Paul and Kat again. I just thought I'd email because there's a Big Bang question I wanted answering, and who better to email than you guys?
Awesome.
This might be something you could get into a discussion about on the next episode.
Mhm.
Excuse me. I remember you guys talking about the alien pins on one of the old episodes that Howard wears and what the meaning behind them might be. I noticed the pins when I was watching the show, but I also just rewatched the set tour that Kunal Nayar, that plays Raj, and Simon Helberg, who plays Howard, did as a behind the scenes video. It is on YouTube if you want to watch it. And
Yeah.
in the tour, Mary Quigley, who is the costume designer, is there, and they're showcasing all of the character wardrobes, and she shows the alien pins and explains how they have a secret meaning, but she wouldn't reveal what the meaning was. Since then, I've had my own theories about what they could mean, and I've heard multiple other theories from fans too, but I'm not sure if they're only fan theories or if any of the showmakers actually revealed the meaning in an interview or something like that. I heard ideas saying it's probably because Howard felt alien or alienated when his father left, and that he thought his father might have been abducted by aliens, and also the links between Howard and the Alf doll he finds in one episode. I can't remember exactly what he said. And I also came up with my own idea that the alien could symbolize when he found alien life in season 4, which is so funny, by the way. That is some insane lore. I also noticed that his laptop has an alien on it too, which must be the brand. Anyway, I wonder what you guys think, and I hope you're all both well.
Okay. And we'll get to that one. There is also an email that we got from Rachel about the codpiece topology. You'll have to read that one as well.
I don't remember that one.
Yep, it's in there. Rachel sent it to us.
Was it recently?
Yeah, the 9th of September.
Uh,
Yep, I don't think we didn't read that one out. We were going to do it for our mailbag. She was the one
oh,
that
okay.
yeah, she was the one that inspired us to do the mailbag. So
Yeah.
now I think there is a meaning behind the alien pins, but I know that it's a secret held by the wardrobe department and Simon. I don't
Yeah.
think there is
If we
there
ever do find it, we will share it with y'all.
yeah. Um
And yes,
Alien
Alienware is a brand of computers.
computer. Yeah. So, I mean, you do have Sheldon having Alienware. I think most of them have Alienware, except I know Bernadette has an Epson, I think she's got stickers over hers. There is, I think Leonard's got an Apple computer, or is it
And
Raj has
Raj
got that?
has gunshots on his.
So that's right. So Raj has got the Apple because it's actually there's a gunshot just above the Apple sign to complete the Apple. So his is obscured by the Apple, but the only one that
Yeah.
actually is visible is the Alienware that Sheldon has, the red
And
laptop.
I think that's because they pay for it
Yeah, so I
to be
think, I
featured.
mean, look, there could be something with regard to that, the alien pin that Simon wears, but they've never
But
disclosed
I
it.
do remember that episode where they found the box of stuff in the Alf doll, and he kept thinking that, hoping that Alf would bring his dad back, that he had gone to
From Melmac.
Melmac.
Yeah. I mean, that could be certainly something about that because
Yeah.
it's that
But as I
yearning.
read Jessica Radoff's book that my husband kindly gave to me for Mother's Day, if I find anything in it, I'll let you know.
Yes. Now, what about Rachel's
Okay.
email? And this is a long one, so
Um,
this will probably finish it off. I don't know how long we've been going. Have we done so much filler? It's
we've
not
gone
funny.
about an hour,
An hour on
as
no
only we can.
only weekend. There we go, people. You got an hour.
Okay.
Yep.
So Rachel says, "Hello, family. I had to write an email because there are so many conversation points in this episode. It wouldn't fit in, so many conversation points, it wouldn't fit in the Spotify comments. And I have been absent lately on the group page and comments due to life. I also had to listen to the episode twice because I wanted to reference points for the email and I was running errands the first time.
Okay,
Oh,
Rachel.
bless.
Well, thank you for saying family. That's awesome. We love you being in the family.
First off, yay for top podcast, even against the official show podcast.
Hmm.
I have a friend who tried to be a podcast host, and they agree it's very difficult to do, especially if the topic is limited.
Yeah.
Ashoka, Ahsoka was a great series, and I enjoyed Rebels more. I have not seen Solo, and it was advised not to waste time on it. I didn't mind Solo. I'm actually
Solo was
thinking
good.
of watching it again just to make sure it's not as bad as everybody says
Yeah,
it is.
Solo was not that bad, Rachel. It certainly gave you a different aspect of Han and Chewie and how they actually met.
It was a little bit of a disappointment on doing the Kessel Run in under 12 parsecs. I thought that
Yeah.
would be a little more interesting.
Yeah, because that was so heavily
That's so
referenced.
canon.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
heavily referenced in Star Wars, but yeah, I mean, I would say it's still not a bad watch. You're not going to get a huge amount of oh my God, that was wonderful or
Yeah.
amazing and the
But
great,
it's interesting.
but it certainly just fills in that little gap between how Han met Chewbacca. So
Yeah. Andor does get better, but it does so at a slow pace, but when it's good, it goes really fast.
yeah,
I
I've heard
love
that.
The Mandalorian. It gets so much better if you think of it like a sci-fi spaghetti western. I can do that.
Yeah, okay.
Grogu is indeed another of the same species as Yoda, and Grogu is not Baby Yoda.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought he
No,
was Baby Yoda.
no, it's another of the same species.
Right. Thank you. Okay.
I suggest looking online for the listing of all Star Wars media in chronological order for the optimum viewing and storyline fluency. They are all great standalone, but try to place the stories in a timeline can be very hard.
It is so difficult.
Paul, if categorizing groups to not piss off, there are three if you go vague, but many more if you don't.
Okay.
For example,
All right.
comic book people, sci-fi people, and fantasy people.
Okay.
Within the groups are of comic book people, Marvel, DC, and traditional purists, both USA and European.
Okay.
For sci-fi people, Star Wars, Star Trek, Dune. For fantasy people, Hogwarts from Harry Potter, Burkians from How to Train Your Dragon, and any other number of fantasy stories. Don't forget the Lord of the Rings in that one.
Okay.
I have forgotten at the moment. Bonus category, anime. Yay, Courtney. Welcome, Elias. Leonard was trying to be nice with the brochure when he gave Penny
When he
the,
yeah, it's about
but
college.
it did come off as arrogance.
Yeah, it
I
did.
hope the jester costume ends up in a museum because it's so well done.
That was.
As far as sticking to the script, Star Trek reference incoming. The actors are from Voyager, and Deep Space Nine have revealed that you had to nail the script 100%. Nothing could be changed without a writer's okay, which took too much time and held up production.
Yeah.
Even the smallest words must be exact. Yet Armin Shimmerman was not one to do nothing when a script needed correcting, and he would turn in his edits day one of filming each episode. I grew up with Yan Can Cook. My favorite part was always clean as you cook so you can relax at the meal. Wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, my mum used to do that.
Yep, my mom too. Well, my mom's theory was if I clean as I go, then I
Yeah,
don't have a
clean.
ton of dishes at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah, clean as you go. Yeah.
And she says I would have loved to have stood at that demonstration all day. Another great episode reviewed. I've done Ren Fair. I had full garb, including skirts, petticoat, belts, bodice, and all the accessories found on the lowly landowners. Think Outlander, but no plaids.
Okay.
I love spending the day not breathing while strangers look at not my eyes.
So I'm guessing
This
somewhere else,
answers the
Rachel.
episode question is what would you go as? Well, and that's the thing is
Busty wench. There you
okay,
go.
when you wear a corset, it's
Mm.
actually tied really tight and it compresses your rib cage. That's part of what pushes the boobies up and
Okay.
makes them say huzzah.
Huzzah.
And because I've done it for like Shakespeare productions and all this stuff
Yeah.
and a number of different things. And it's completely involuntary and you're physically unable to not do this. When you take when someone finally helps you out of the corset, you experience what is called a corsetgasm.
Okay.
Okay. And basically it's like they take it off and you're like, oh,
Right.
and I can't make the noise properly because I'm not wearing a corset. Um, but it's like the first
Okay.
time you've been able to breathe since you put the thing on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a great amount of relief when you are released from the corset.
Yes, exactly.
I
You
wonder how
think
the
it's
women
bad
in
when I take my bra off. You should see a corset.
I wonder how the women in the 19th century survived.
You
Or
get
18th
used to it.
century or 17th century, whatever they were
You
using.
get
Where,
used to it.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, Rachel is
No, we're not
obviously.
done.
I'm sorry. No, I was going to say Rachel is unfortunately one of those poor women out there that they look at not
Yeah,
her eyes.
not my eyes. Yeah, I am too. As a mom to one and caretaker of many children in my time, if you want to play games, you make it a priority.
Hmm.
Teach the kids with controllers that are not connected, get them excited to watch, and give tips. And with 4 kids, you will need the outlet.
Yeah.
I promise to go back and comment on previous episodes. So when is the next mailbag?
Today.
Just let me know when you want to do an episode with this listener, and I can get on the schedule, just not the first weekend of October, as my partner is taking us all to Disneyland.
Okay, so she's getting very close to going to
Sending you well
Disneyland.
wishes and many thanks for keeping me entertained and being reachable. You are truly very special people. Aw.
Awesome. Thank you, Rachel. Love Heartage.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
much love heartage.
Oh, and there you go. With anybody that's seeing it on YouTube, you just saw a whole lot of love hearts go across the
Yep.
screen. So Kat does all those emojis that I don't know how to do.
Yeah.
So I know there is a way of doing it, but I just don't know how
You
to do it.
click react and then
Oh, react.
choose from the top line.
Oh, so I can go like that.
Yep.
And I send
Although
out
why
love
it
hearts.
turns mine red, I don't know. Maybe it's because I have my background
Well, I'm
blurred.
wondering if that actually, because how do I do my background? I think I hit video, but I'm not going to do it, so I'll screw it up. But
Oh,
yeah,
and we also got an email from Elias from Germany.
okay.
Just wanted to let you guys know that I'm really enjoying your Big Bang Theory coverage. For a while, I was kind of done with all my favorite sitcoms. Tried rewatching a bunch, but nothing worked. Finally decided to give The Big Bang Theory a chance because I hadn't seen it since the original run. I was so happy to find your podcast as well. If there's no podcast out episode after the actual, did I even watch anything? Anywho, you guys are great. The podcast really increases my enjoyment of the show. And with that, the last episode released was April 6th. Don't tell me you guys are donezo. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Elias
That's
from
right.
Germany.
No, I
And
remember
we
I,
replied to him and told him what happened
yeah,
and sent him the link for the new one.
yeah, we did. So it all actually worked out that he actually knows exactly what happened with
Yeah.
our podcast. But yeah, and that sounds like that's the end of our
I'm
mailbag
I
today.
think it
I
is.
think we're
Yeah,
done with the
that's
mailbag
pretty much
today.
it. Yep.
But as I said, what we're going to do now is we're going to make it at the end of every month.
Yep.
So that way we've got a huge amount of stuff built up. So if you do send us emails, if you send us messages through wherever, or if you answer any questions that we've got that we've actually put up, please don't be offended that we're not going to do it on the following episode.
Yeah.
We are now going to save it all up to do a big mailbag at the end of every month. So
Yep.
you've got an entire month. So today is now that we're doing the episode on the 27th of September. So obviously the 27th of October or the 30th of October, whenever it is, we'll do our next one.
Yeah.
And that way you've got an entire month to send us whatever you want.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And
But
buy us
that-
a coffee.
And buy us a coffee. Yes, I've only got a small amount of iced coffee left. Look at
Oh
that.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Pretty cool.
if you are appreciative of all the work that we do put into this podcast and you want to show us a little love, there is a link to the PayPal me to send us a coffee, whether it's $1, $5,
Our
or
mortgage, whatever.
or more. Yeah.
You never know. There might be that one multimillionaire out there
Yeah.
that loves our podcast and
Yep.
goes, you know what? I am going to pay off their mortgage.
Yep.
It can't be that much money. And we'll be like, look, you don't have to do it, but we'd be happy if you did it.
Yep.
So
So anyways, if you'd like to send us a coffee and just say, hey, I appreciate you, we are more than grateful for that.
yep.
So that being said, we are so very grateful for all of you who are part of the PMS family. If you haven't done so already, please leave us a like and a review wherever you listen to or watch podcasts,
Yes.
and that helps other people find us.
Because you can now watch
if
us on YouTube.
And if you want to reach out to us, you can reach us at
Perpetual Motion Squad 00@gmail.com.
or leave a note on the show notes, or messages through Facebook, through either the group or the page. And that's pretty much wraps it up for this week. So we'll catch up with you next time for season 2, episode 5, the Euclid alternative. Oh no, not the
Not the
pet
pet
store.
store.
One of my personal favorite episodes.
Yeah, we both love that one.
And until then, we'll catch up with you at the Cheesecake Factory.
Bye, everyone.